Enraged veteran Sergeant Israel Del Toro voices out his bitterness against Prince Harry at 2024 ESPY Awards. The 2024 ESPY Awards ceremony, held on July 10, 2024, was marked by a shocking moment that stirred up intense controversy and emotions across the globe. Veteran Sergeant Israel Del Toro, a highly decorated and respected war hero, took to the stage and delivered a scathing rebuke of Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, leaving the audience and millions of viewers stunned. Del Toro, a 20-year veteran of the U.S. Air Force, had suffered severe burns over 80% of his body during a roadside bomb explosion in Afghanistan in 2005. Despite his horrific injuries, he underwent extensive rehabilitation and managed to return to active duty, becoming a shining example of resilience and courage. His story of perseverance and triumph in the face of adversity had inspired many, and he had been selected to present the prestigious Best Comeback Award at the ESPY ceremony. However, what was meant to be a celebratory moment quickly turned into a heated confrontation when Del Toro, in a moment of raw emotion, lashed out at Prince Harry, who was in attendance as a presenter. "I stand here today, a proud veteran, a man who has sacrificed more for this country than most could ever imagine," Del Toro began, his voice trembling with a mix of anger and disappointment. "And yet, I'm forced to watch as someone like Prince Harry, a man who has never worn the uniform, who has never known the true cost of freedom, dares to lecture us on mental health and the struggles of military service." The audience fell into a stunned silence as Del Toro continued his tirade, his words cutting through the air like a sharp knife. "Prince Harry, you have the audacity to speak about the mental health challenges faced by our troops when you've never even stepped foot on a battlefield," he spat, his eyes narrowed with contempt. "You sit in your ivory tower, sipping your tea, while our men and women risk their lives to protect the very freedoms you enjoy." Del Toro's words resonated with many in the audience, who erupted in a chorus of applause and cheers, their support for the veterans' outrage palpable. "You have the nerve to criticize us, to tell us how to cope with the trauma of war, when you've never known the true meaning of sacrifice," Del Toro continued, his voice rising in intensity. "I've seen my brothers and sisters in arms blown to pieces, watched them bleed out on the battlefield, and you dare to lecture us on mental health?" The camera panned to Prince Harry, who sat silently, his expression a mixture of shock and discomfort, as Del Toro's scathing words echoed through the arena. "You may be a prince, but you are no soldier," Del Toro declared, his finger pointed accusingly at the Duke. "You have no right to speak on our behalf, to tell us how to heal, when you've never walked a single step in our boots." The audience erupted in thunderous applause, many rising to their feet in a show of support for the veteran's impassioned outburst. Del Toro's words had struck a chord with those who had experienced the realities of military service, and they rallied behind him, their cheers and whistles drowning out any attempt by Prince Harry to respond. In the aftermath of the incident, social media was ablaze with discussions and debates, with many praising Del Toro for his bravery in speaking his mind and calling out what they perceived as the prince's perceived disconnect from the experiences of those who had served in the armed forces. Del Toro spoke the truth that so many of us have been wanting to say, one Twitter user wrote. "Prince Harry needs to shut up and listen to those who have actually sacrificed for their country." Others, however, defended Prince Harry, arguing that his advocacy for mental health awareness and support for veterans should not be dismissed simply because he had not served in the military himself. Nonetheless, the impact of Del Toro's words was undeniable, and the incident is likely to have lasting repercussions on the relationship between the British royal family and the U.S. military community. As the dust settles, the question remains: will Prince Harry heed the veterans' impassioned plea, or will the gulf between them continue to widen?